I have been left unsupervised and on my own for 10 days. I'm not sure if I like it. I think I'm gonna go a little bit crazy. There's nobody in the house. This fucking enormous, great big massive house that I live in. And it's gonna be empty for another week. It's really strange, it's really obscure. I don't like it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. It does give me a chance to have a really good tidy up. Last night, I went out. Actually, let's get that over with first. Last night I went out because my beautiful, lovely friend Zoe said she'd never built a Lego because we watched the Lego movie. Lisa, Snail, which I'm calling Gary because you all know that snails are called Gary. Emmett, I don't know if this is going to be clear or not, but Emmett. A thing that fires your ring. Which she shot across the room, which was hilarious. Robot bad guy dude, which I like. My turn, so I could fucking build something, because once she saw the Lego, I just went, and I touched the pieces, and she just looked at me and get off. It's my Lego. Whee! And it's got it's bonkers, but it's just fucking brilliant. Where's Unikitty? Where's Unikitty? A head fell off! Oh, that's why. A severed head of a Lego toy. That goes like that. That goes like that. Unikitty. Unikitty in her palace. Ah, like a kiddie in a sweet shop when she built this. Like a kiddie in a sweet shop full of anger and hate because I wasn't allowed to touch it. And I got a TIE Fighter, which I got ages ago and should have bought to go with my X-Wing. So they can go together now and have a tidy up. I've cleared my shelves. I've now got, I don't know if you'll be able to see, if I point over that direction. I'm going to get around the other side so I can see what's doing. There, see, you can see I've got shelves. Look, proper sexy like. This weekend was auto assembly. I've been very, very stressed. And because I've been very, very stressed, because of all sorts of other things that are going on in my life, I haven't really wanted to talk about auto assembly. Lots of you have talked about auto assembly, and it's just been wonderful to watch. I've enjoyed it. I'd like to say, who do I want to say hello to? Paul Brown, who I actually walked behind you and shouted, Paul, Paul, and you ignored me. And I thought, well, I'm not going to fucking shout any louder because I look like a weirdo as it is because I'm wearing a bright red Optimus Prime t-shirt along with 50 other people that were in there, but I really like that t-shirt, it's fine. So you missed out, tough, roll that roll call next time, and just, your video was good. I don't know what you were worried about. Your collection looks absolutely sublime. I've just realised I'm talking loads. I've only got 26 minutes left. I went to auto assembly. I got picked up by Dave Tree. I went with Dave Tree. I didn't help him do anywhere near as much of the things that he ought to have done, but Dave Tree is from All the Cool Stuff. I love him. I want to touch his bum. There was nowhere near enough room. I took a bloody great big suitcase so I could bring toys back, and I took it out the front door, and Dave just looked at me and he went, no, because there just wasn't a spare inch of room in the back of his tiny little van. The event was good. The event was lovely jubbly. But I was pissed. And everything happened all at once, and I don't remember a huge amount of what was going on. So I'm not really going to talk about it. If I met you and sat at the bar and had a drink with you, brilliant. And if I didn't, well, there'll be more opportunities. It was just good. It was very different in that it was a lot less toy-centric. But I did say before I went that I wanted it to be a lot less toy-centric and an awful lot more about having toys and playing with them with people, as opposed to having toys and then disappearing into my room and going, I've got my toy. So, what did I buy? Auto assembly, I can hear you all screaming at home. Well, I seem to have spunked an awful, just a ridiculous amount of cash. And there doesn't seem to be that much just sat here when I sit next to it, looking at what's going on. But one thing specifically chewed up quite a lot of money. Things that make me happy in life, number 759. Having the Generations version of the original toy. I bought this before auto assembly. Before? During. Before? During. I have two. I like. It makes me happy. It also makes me slightly happy in the pants that it was Matt Time Lord's toy. And while this may sound like a sort of violently sycophantic piece of... Oh, shut up. It's noisy. No. Oh, it's not got its heels out. I'm losing up time. I'm going to put stuff on the table in case someone comes home. No one's coming home. It's just me on my own. What a mess this video is already. The other thing I bought just before auto assembly was one of those. A Rattus Trappus. So I bought a... I've lost my train of thought. It's not a Rattus Trappus. And the reason I thought that is because I got this before auto assembly. You can go on the before auto assembly finished and done chair. And I was just thinking in my head that I need to get an actual rat trap to go alongside him. Skybite. This is still way better than this. This is disappointing. Even the colours are all muted and demure and kind of don't look at me, I'm not really here. I'm not going to press that because it will shoot the weapon off. But I do like them because I love Sharkies. Sharky butts, got a funny way of walking and a funny way of talking. Bumblebee! I got a Bumblebee. I met up with Martin Cole, who seems to have a very vicious sense of humour lately. Martin, if you watch this, you need to remember that the things that you put on an open forum upset people. And if you don't think about them first and they upset people, you can't undo the damage. Okay? So just brain in gear first. You're a good lad. But just think. Bumblebee! From Transformers Animated, from the Elite Guard. I've not even made him a robot yet. However, the black is lush. The gold is lush. The blue and the glass is lush. The robot mode is amazing. He's got VHS underneath. We don't mind because it's animated. But then while I was doing that at the same time, Prowl. Of all the toys that I bought, this is one of the best ones. This really caught me on the hop. This is so good for a bike former. Transformers Animated, absolutely. Oh, he's got fucking dials. Look, he's got dials. I don't know if you can see. He's got dials inside his chest for the bike. TFA absolutely slammed bike formers. Nothing even close, if I'm honest. Lovely! Viacon! The most expensive Viacon in the motherfucking world, because I went and said, oh, what's that please? Because I wanted this. Because I'm going to turn it into a barricade, and I believe I'm on record about saying that I like a barricade in my life. No trophies, no prisoners. No prisoners, only trophies. Which doesn't really apply because it was Soundwave that said that, but he was stood next to Barricade and they're both sadistic motherfuckers and they're kind of just what Decepticons ought to be. I got those, cost me a load of money, a little bit scared about how much it cost me, and there's also, I can't find any online gumph about how to do it properly. I've got no worries about doing it properly, I just want to see how it's supposed to look by like the person who intended it when it's done. Does that make sense? I bought me a Roadbuster! Which is a little strange, because I'm not into G1 sucks, and I'm not into Roadbuster, and while I love the magazine Last Stand of the Wreckers, some questions have been posed to me of late which make me think, why is Last Stand of the Wreckers quite the force du jour that it is? Because people just seem to blindly follow it in some hysterical little cult following. I don't get it. It is, however, first, one of the things I hate about Transformers lately, which is putting 800 guns into one figure, because I'm just going to fucking lose them. I just want one nice gun. Okay? Are you listening, Hasbro? No, because you're a great big conglomerate and don't watch fucking idiots like me. However, it's a beautiful, great big piece of chunky plastic. It's just solid. It's solid as fuck. Apart from the feet, which are a bit weird in robot mode, this thing is a beast. In fact, I think I'm going to paint this thing up because it shouldn't be shiny. It needs to be olive drab. It needs to be a dark muted orange colour and an earth brown. And I think I'm going to paint it exactly the colours that it is. but in muted drab colours, so it looks all earthy and jungle worn, like the A-Team would have given him. I like that analogy. Hey boys, the gang's all here. I used to be in Roseanne. It's alright, I suppose. Everyone really, really raved about it. It's just kind of okay. His hips are a bit floppy. The toes don't really do an awful lot for him. The arms are glorious. I can't remove these green things over the hands to make him work. I can't work out how to attach all the guns on together. And when he's in his Oshkosh mode, I can't work out how to attach all the guns onto him. I've not done any homework. As I said, once I got home from AA, I was so fucking hungover. I've often thought I might swear less to get more viewers. But then I thought, if I don't do what I love doing, and I do it for something else, I probably won't do it anymore. So while we're on the Age of Extinction tip, I bought that as well. Loads of people complaining that they couldn't find any Age of Extinction. I found it because I'm a cheeky chappy and I'm not going to say how, but I did get in early and I made sure and I went round and whipped up all the Age of Extinction I could possibly find. This thing is actually, and while I really want to find if I can rip this ridiculous great big thing off the back, I think I'm going to have to get a punch and push that pin on the in. You see that pin there? That's going to have to come out, and then I'm going to paint all this robot gumph, and then I'm going to put him back together. Age of Extinction Galvatron is actually quite nice and reminds me of a Beast Wars toy. It transforms like a Beast Wars toy. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I quite like it. You could do with some better heels. Oh, there's me saying he could do with some better heels. He's got fucking heels that poke out that. He got heels that I didn't know. Helitron. Get it. If you're on the fence about it, it's nice, but the sculpt is nice, but the paint is weak. I think by the time you put some shiny paint that catches some of the glints and angles and doohickeys and flubads, then we'll be good in the hood. Finish on off Age of Extinction. If anyone can help, what the fuck is this all about? I don't know if my one's loose or whether I'm not doing something. There's a little tab there that's supposed to go in something, but there's no... Oh, there is. What's that? Oh, you fucking wanker, Dave. Oh, I'm so pleased now. How's that going to go? So that goes up like that, and that goes up like that, and you push that in there. Oh, and it's solid! It's taken me a week to find that out, you dumb bastard. Drift, very nice, beautiful, beautiful shade of blue. Can't say anything wrong with him, except that the light piping is wanting, and they didn't even mention his name in the film. Like it, Age of Extinction shelf's going to be very much, I think, movie shelf. My primes are going to go back upstairs. This here is going to be movies. All of them. John! Scared John, who, when I shouted out, John! Because I saw him when we were all sat at the bar, he actually shit himself and ran away. Which made me laugh because I said I'd buy him off him, and then he said a couple of days later, I've got none of the parts. And then he said 2 weeks later, I've got none of the parts. And then he said a month later, oh, I've got none of the parts. And needs to have a different conversation. It's okay, you're allowed to talk to me. It's fine, I don't mind that there aren't the parts. Shockwave. Shockwave actually completes, without repaints, or stuff that I don't like, which means that doesn't really apply, but that's silly Starscream. They didn't need to remake Starscream. Starscream was good in the first place. You've made a good toy into a bad toy and regressed. This, Shockwave, completes all my character cast for Transformers and Animated. Very pleased. Razotron! I said I wanted this off Razotron, and he said how much, and I said, well, you're not going to want me to pay for it when you see the custom that I've done for you, and he said that sounds acceptable. And it was. And there you go. I've not played with it. This is the first time I've tinkered with him. Ooh, lovely. Oh, that goes like that, and that goes like that. And that's like... doesn't tab in anywhere, does it? Megatron. I really really, really lots want the bat from this set. In fact, I'd like a... I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'd like a boxed set. The original 2-pack with Galvatron, with Megatron and Optimus in their beast forms. I'd love that as a boxed set. I'd just love the closed box to leave it there forever. Megatron. Oh! After... Oh! How long's left? Hang on. Might have to be scurrying through this. 13 minutes. We're doing all right. We're all good in the hood. Ah! Paul Brown. You missed me, man. And your collection looks fucking amazing. You should make more videos. It's all good. Jetfire! If you look at him like this, the elbow bend, the head sculpt, the stupid mask thing that just doesn't need to be there. There you go, now we're working. So many people over the weekend sat there and I don't want that, I like my Classics one. This is just 1,000 million miles ahead of the Classics one. That's not aimed at you, Pred. I know you said a couple of times you want to keep your Classics one. I can't work out your thought process, but it's a wonderful, great, big, eclectic world. Do you do what you fucking want, mate? But you're all bonkers because this is just sadistically cool. Oddly, answer me this, riddle me this, Batman. I've not made this an aeroplane because this was the last thing of AA. I didn't open it for 2 days because I just wanted to leave things dragging on a little bit so I didn't kill the AA buzz. I also haven't turned it into an aeroplane because I can't help but feel that once I've turned it into an aeroplane, that's it, AA's dead. I wanted to drag it out. Does that make me weird? Okay, let me rephrase the question for a guy that whoops and squeaks and does stupid stuff all the time. Does it make me weird? Witness! Witness! Jason! We met him, he's funny. He sat there like a whole story. He put in his video that he's been like, where's Dave? And then when he said hello, I only said hello to him briefly. But as I said, there's lots of people that I only said hello to very briefly because I was just with my AA Massive. My AA Massive is already massive. And my AA Massive next year is going to be massiver. It just means we'll need a bigger table. That's all right. I think maybe we should book dinner somewhere. Just take all the people that want to go to dinner somewhere and actually go and eat dinner. Take 2 hours out of our day and go and eat dinner at a restaurant somewhere just so we all get away from the AA hubbub and just say the things that we want to say and meet the people that we want to meet and pre-arrange it. I'm not going to do that, am I? I've got a feeling we're coming to the end of it. oh, look. All that money that I spent and what have I got? A couple of stupid fucking plastic toys and a headache. Brilliant. Galvatron and Drift and Hound were some of the first things I bought because I was lucky enough to get in a little bit early because I went in with Dave to help and just all that sort of stuff. And there was a sale, there was a stall that was having them with Gundams. And I really want a Zaku, and I should have bought the teddy bear one, but I spent enough money as it was. But they had the one thing that I saw last year and deeply, deeply, seriously regretted not getting at the time. The MK-01 Optimus Prime. Kapow Toys had one of these last year, and I didn't buy it. And I say literally a lot, and when I say literally, I mean figuratively quite a lot. I thought about this once a week since last year's AA, and I just thought the whole time, I should have bought it, I should have bought it, I should have bought it, and I didn't. And now I have. It's just a great big Gundam kit, and thanks to the Ginger Avenger that is Bubs, I was just going to put it together because I just thought it's beautiful. I'm just going to put it together. When you just put it together, it looks lovely, and that's what it's like when you just put it together. And I can't put it together because fucking Bubs said to me, you're going to paint it. And I'm like, no, I'm not really going to do that. He's like, no, Dave, you're wasting your effort, mate. Just paint it. There's not that much to paint, but I've got to get some clever sparkly paint in from America that's like £25 a colour. So I'm going to spend 50 quid on colour just to make it look like a real Optimus, but it is going to look like a real Optimus. I'm just Look at the shiny chrome. Shiny chrome! Whee! But all of this gumph up here is still grey, and there's this fucking great big hole down here. Stupid bloody thing. But these are £80 normally, and I paid 40 quid for it, which makes me a smiley boy. But then obviously, because that one's not as good as it could be and is out of scale with everything else, when I went to there, our Argos, and bought the shelves, I bought that at the same time. Just breathe it in. Just suck up the glory that is Age of Extinction. Although someone, and I can't remember who it was, sent me a message on the other day, on the Facebook page the other day, going, "Do you need one of these, Dave?" And I was like, "Oh, yes I do." And it's the Takara one. The Silver Knight one with all the lovely painted silver over his head. And whoever you are, you're horrible. Because now it means I'm going to have that, and a Takara one at some point. And the Takara one's 70 quid. But I have to have that one. It's the only one to have. All the others are shite in comparison. I've got to have the Takara one. Bastards. And then I went for lunch with the lovely Matt Norris, who I call Nozza, and I don't know whether he likes it or not. I think he does. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to call him Nozza. And Lady Nozza, who is Lisa. And they took me for lunch because they were on holiday down here. So we went to All the Cool Stuff, where I bought that. Yes, more stuff. I quite like it. It's quite good fun. I sat playing with it while Zoe built her Lego last night and told me to fuck off. I'm not allowed to touch any of the bricks. So I had to find something to do, which was playing with that. He's quite clever. I actually think I prefer him not in great big hole through the middle mode. Look, ooh, lee, 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 lee. I'm gonna experiment with him more. Not in a sexual way. Like Cliff Richard. If Cliff Richard goes down. My mum's going to be so devastated. She's got shingles at the moment. She's really fucking ill. She had cancer a little while ago, and she's fucking ill all the time. It fucking breaks my heart. Shit, because she's had to like go through so fucking much, and just as you think everything's plain sailing, you're all back on course. I did get one of these. I got it from Baz. This is my recompense, sort of. He said he was going to get me something else as well. Then we didn't talk about it much afterwards. He said he was going to get me a big convoy. If he gets me a big convoy, I'll be very sexy. But I've got two of these now, because Baz got me one out of the kindness of his great big mustachioed, dress-wearing, beautiful heart, because he's a genuinely great guy. You really need to talk to Baz. He talks very fast like Dorian does. I spent some lovely time with Dorian as well. I spent some time with Dorian that I always wanted, in that Dor said, "Can I store my stuff in your room?" And I said, "Of course you can store your stuff in my room. Come on, let's just get on with it. Let's do it now while we're thinking about it." And then we sat upstairs just putting the world to rights, just talking about his really big ego and how he loves people talking about him for a good half an hour. And it was away from the hubbub and away from the hustle and bustle. That was one of the highlights of the weekend. That was really, really good. Anyway, I've got this. So I've got two of these. I've got the beautiful one that Phil sent me, because I love Phil, and his is the one that I'm going to keep forever and a day. I think I'm going to donate this one, and I'm not saying who it's to, but I think it's going to go to someone who deserves it, and I might do it in a separate video. But I've got two big convoys. Not big convoys, Leo convoys. I just love it. It's just so beautiful. The colours are amazing. It just screams Autobot, because I'm a big pussy red. One thing, which is I actually put back in the display last night after I'd done my video. One thing. It's a crystal Optimus Primal. Tim, Omega Supreme, from the Facebook page, who I didn't recognise at all until he spoke, and then as soon as he opened his voice I just pointed at him and I went, "Tim!" because it was Tim. He said to me, "Have you seen the Crystal Optimus that's in there?" And automatically I thought Galaxy Convoy. And I thought automatically, if it is Galaxy Convoy in the Crystal, then it means spending every penny that I've got left. But that's alright, as long as I've got some money left for beer and food, then I'm alright. Wasn't, it was this. This is just as good. Look at it. Look at it. Breathe in the transparent, sexy, cuddly goodness of an ape made of transparent plastic. so you can see all of the works and gubbins inside. This thing is fucking amazing. Why he didn't buy it and laugh in my face, I'll never know. But I'm very glad I got to meet you, Tim. It was amazing. Next time you have to come down for the weekend, and you gave me a guided tour around a transparent monkey bot. I love it. I love it enough that I'm actually just going to put it straight back in the prime tank now. Pride place in the collection. I did a lot of things. Oh, what Raz got me. He got me a Stanley Cup Pez dispenser. I'm going to hang it up somewhere, I just really like it. And I bought Nick Hardy Har Har. I bought an entry to his masterpiece competition, and I bought a calendar that goes from auto assembly to auto assembly. And I might actually get a permanent pen and mark off the days between now and then. Waffle Fest. I'm in the house on my own. It's Saturday morning. It must be, it's not even 10 o'clock yet. I love all of you. The Facebook page has just made my year. It's been absolutely brilliant. I can't believe what a success it is. And I can't believe how bonkers half the other people that are on there. It's brilliant. 4 down. Loads to go. Gonna go make some jam on toast. Drink some more tea. Just always remember, Elmo loves you.